about what's going on in the Supernatural fandom right now. There's a lot going on. I'm gonna start with like the less dramatic one first. So the big one, of course, is Rob and Rich's new podcast. So they're doing a rewatch podcast, and their first 2 episodes are with Jared and Jensen, which is so freaking cool. And it's also a big reason why I changed up my content for my podcast, because I didn't want to do what they were doing. Anyway, I haven't listened to it yet, but I've heard that it's really great, and I'm really excited to listen to it, and I think we're probably going to discuss it on next week's podcast. So yes, that'll be fun. Oh, you love listening to it? Yes, I need to listen to it. I haven't listened to it yet, but I'm going to. It's going to be great. I'm very excited. So next week we can talk about it. Okay. So something you may know about me is that I love Rob Benedict. I love him so much. So I'm very proud of him and I'm very excited. Yes. But something else that stirred up some drama was another podcast that Jensen was on called Inside of You with Michael Rosenbaum. Now, I had no idea. I literally just got on Instagram one day and it was all over Instagram. It was just okay. And that's per usual what happens with me. I go on Instagram and I just see all this stuff and I'm like, oh, there's drama today in the fandom. And that's what happened. So on this podcast, Michael Rosenbaum, of course, asked Jensen about the Twitter drama between him and Jared. And there were people that asked about it at the cons too. So I heard the story before, but yeah. And so they were talking about it and Jensen explained the situation. So I'll tell you, I think most people know what happened, but I'll tell you just, to tell you. But okay, so Jensen was on the set of The Boys and he's not allowed to have his phone on set. I think he said that they have to put it in a locker or something. Not sure. But I guess while he was filming or right before he was filming, someone leaked the news of the prequel. So he didn't even know. He wasn't it wasn't supposed to come out like that, but he had to act like it was okay. And so he wasn't able to tell anybody ahead of time. And he said that he didn't tell anybody because it was still under contract and all this other kind of stuff. And so he didn't reach out to Jared, and Eric Kripke knew about it because he had to get the rights for Supernatural from him. But in this podcast, he said that Jared apologized to Jensen and Jensen apologized to Jared. They apologized to each other. And that's what they said at the con. But when he told the story, he mentioned that Jared said he was sorry. He was just really hurt in the moment. And he was with some people drinking. And again, I'm not saying this verbatim. I'm just telling you what I heard. So a lot of people on Instagram were mad that Jensen mentioned that Jared was drinking because they're oh, he's demeaning him, he's trying to discredit his feelings and all this other kind of stuff. And when I heard it, I guess I didn't really think much about it because I was just whatever, people make mistakes. But people I remember being on Instagram that day and people were really mad and I was oh, I wasn't expecting this. And so I guess, and I think this is what it's about. But he was replying to Rob, Rich, and Jensen, which is why I'm not sure. But anyway, so he says, well, I think this is what it's about. But I went on his Twitter and I couldn't find it. So I think he might have deleted it, which is funny. But anyway, it says, gonna pipe in real fast, which backfires on me sometimes. But oh well, poor Jared. And he says, anybody who supports my friends, even if they've been aggressive towards me, deserves a chance. Thank y'all so much for wanting to protect me, but please stand down. Oh my gosh. I personally, my personal opinion on it is, people make mistakes. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I think they they just made a mistake. Like, both of them, I think they both just made a mistake, and it wasn't that big of a deal. And I mean, I saw them at the cons, and like, of course, they don't have to, like, it's not like they, like, I feel like people are like, oh, well, they could pretend to like each other. I don't think they're pretending. Like, I think they're real friends. I think they're actual best friends. And best friends go through stuff. Sometimes they, go through problems. Like, that's normal in friendship. So that's why I'm like, I haven't really been thinking much of it, but but everybody else is. So I thought that was funny. I think it's funny that all this Twitter drama continues like a few months later. I don't even remember when it happened. Like, I feel like it happened so long ago when the prequel came out that I'm like, we're still talking about this? I guess we are. I mean, it was a big deal when it happened, but it's just so funny. But let's talk about some feel-good news. So Misha's new show on PBS, Road Food, is number 6 on the charts for IMDb's documentary series. Yay, go Misha! I haven't watched Road Food. I want to watch it. I need to watch it. I really should watch it. But I'm really happy for him because I heard about this, I think in like the summer when he was in Kansas City, I'm pretty sure. And I went to the Planet Comic Con. I think he mentioned it then because like he wasn't really promoting it yet, but he's like, I'll tell you guys. I was like, yeah. But I think it was Kansas City. And so that was really cool. So I'm really proud of him. That's really exciting because it hasn't been on for that long. So that's really cool. All right. Now, congratulations to like my favorite person ever, Rob Benedict, because his new album is currently number 6 on iTunes alternative chart, which I'm so very proud of him. And I think it's funny that they both like were ranked 6. Isn't that funny? Coincidence. But yeah, I ordered the CD. It hasn't come in yet, but I'm waiting. He has a few songs. It's called Elevator and Secret. They're really, really good. I have reaction videos up on YouTube. Yes, I love him so much. And he has some really good music, so I'm really excited to listen. Oh my gosh, okay, I'm seeing all of your things. Yes, I want to watch Road Food so bad. It looks so good, and I know it's so exciting that Rob is, I'm just so excited for them. I'm so happy that they're doing so well. Oh my gosh, it makes me so happy. Okay,